Welcome back to our breakdown of every item from Yeezy.com. Today we're going to be looking at their women's wear line. Today I will also mention that unfortunately as of 24 hours ago, Yeezy did update their web store, meaning a few items were removed from their women's wear line. Not too sure why that is exactly. However, I will preface that as each item may no longer be available. However, I will say that as we break down each item, starting off with one that is no longer available on the website, and that is their BD05 bodysuit. Now this one was a long sleeve bodysuit and did feature 83% nylon and 17% spandex, and also came in at the affordable price point of $20. Which brings us into our next available item, which is actually on Yeezy.com and has not been removed, thankfully. That is the BD03 bodysuit. Now, this one is an adjustable strap version with no long sleeves or sleeves whatsoever. Coming in at that 83% nylon and 17% spandex. This also is at a price of $17 and comes in again at 3 colorways with the black, gray, and white. However, there was also a 4th additional colorway, which is in this black leather PU type material. Unfortunately, I feel like this was one of the best colorways, so I'm upset to see that it's no longer on the website. But once again, fingers crossed that it comes back. Next up, we have the BD10, which is a bodysuit romper. This one comes in at $40 and is more cotton based. It comes in at 94% cotton and 6% spandex, which means it is quite cozy on your body, but it also is going to allow you to move around and be comfortable in it whilst wearing it all day. This one is a short sleeve variation, and I do love the look of this one online. I feel like this one is very reminiscent of what Bianca's been wearing a ton lately. As of the moment, this one only comes in at black, but is a super simple and super easy and wearable piece, as you can just throw it on with some slides or some shoes and you'll be ready to go. Next up, we have the BR09, which is a bra, of course, and this one only comes in the black variation. This is the only bra available on the website currently and comes in at $20. This one is also 94% cotton and 6% spandex. Not really much to say on this piece, so let's move on. Next up, one of my favorite pieces and one of the unfortunate pieces which has actually been removed as of the Yeezy.com update, and that is the WC01, which is a long sleeve PU Parker. Now, I do believe that I remember this one coming in at $100, and I did love the look of this one. Again, so upset that they've removed this from the website. As you can see, they've styled it with that all black fit with the black boots at the bottom and the big black duffel bag. Super disappointing. Hopefully this one will be returning to the website, as I can't imagine that many people have ordered it as of yet. But one piece that I will be holding out to and hopefully will come back, because I feel like a man can style this one too. Next up, we have the WJ01, which is a fox fur mock neck jacket, and I love this one. Super furry, and you do have it in this beautiful lush brown colorway. No actual details to comprise of what this garment is actually made of. However, it is a great looking piece, and I'm excited to see it on some actual women out there once it ships. Next up, the only available women's hoodie is the HD09, which is a shrunken hoodie. This one is slightly cropped, 2 pockets on the side, and comes in at $40. It does also comprise at 100% cotton, and I do like the way that this fits on a woman. Super simple piece to just throw on with some tights and just wear it out. Honestly, a great hoodie, a very basic hoodie, but at 100% cotton and $40, can't go wrong. Next up, we have the WJ15 jacket. Now, unfortunately, this one has been taken off the website again. There is actually no on-body images of this one, so I'm not too sure if this one will be coming back, but it did look like it was comprised of a PU material, and I believe it came in at around $60. However, a piece that is actually available to purchase right now is the WJ02 jacket. This one is a fleece track jacket and is a little bit cropped, similar to the shrunken hoodie. Very simple piece with a high neck mock collar, and this one does come in at $40 for 100% cotton. Next up, we have the WJ04 jacket, another one which is no longer available, and I feel like this was one of the best offerings on the website, so please, I hope this one is coming back. This was a big puffer bomber jacket, and I feel like on the model, it looked incredible. Now, unfortunately, as it is taken off the website, I no longer have the info to break it down. So I do believe this one was around the $80 to $100 price mark, and it did comprise of either a nylon or polyester base. I hope this one comes back on the website, because it did look great. Very puffy and very different compared to what the actual product images look like to the on body. So hopefully we'll see a return to this one, and hopefully they'll bring out a men's variation of this as well. Next up, we have the WJ05 jacket, one that is actually available online, and this is a PU scuba jacket for women. It's got a zip up front with 2 side pockets and comes in at 100% polyurethane. I'm just glad I could say polyurethane the first time round without any retakes. This jacket, quite nice, $60, can't go wrong. I do like the way they've styled it in this piece, especially with that little bag there, which I believe is an unreleased Yeezy bag, so hopefully we'll see that in the future. And then, of course, you've got the tights on and those high heel boots, which I absolutely love. I think they look so sick for women's, and honestly, such a cop. We will get into that one later. However, next up, we have the WJ06 jacket. This is available online currently and comes in with a polyurethane and nylon blend. This one comes in at the price of $80 and is a motorbike style jacket. This one has a zipper at the front and 2 side pockets, and I do love the paneling on this piece. I feel like it really brings out that moto jacket type vibe. Really sick piece, and definitely one I would recommend picking up. Next up, we have the BD04, which is an adjustable strap jumpsuit. This one has a sleeveless design and does come in at $40. There is actually no details of what it's comprised of, and unfortunately, there is only a black variation available online currently. However, there previously was a cream variation as well as a gray variation, so I'm not too sure why they removed those. Similar to that bodysuit, we also have the leggings also coming in at $40, which is a LG01. These are described as the shiny tricot footed tights, and these ones are comprised of 83% nylon and 17% spandex. Another piece continuing that $40 chain, we do have the LG04 leggings. These ones do feature a little bit more of a flare element and are called the velvet cotton yoga pants. These are comprised of 45% viscose, 47% cotton, and 5% spandex. Then moving into our next legging, we have the LG13 leggings, also coming in at yet again $40. These are the shiny tricot leggings. And as you can notice on body, they do finish above the ankle region. And these ones are comprised of 83% nylon and 17% spandex. I will also mention that these originally came in at a matte black as well as a heather gray. However, currently available online is only the shiny black material. And that is something I have noticed going forward as looking throughout the website. They have removed a lot of the different variations in terms of colorways and just sort of stuck with black on black, which is honestly kind of upsetting because I did like to see Yeezy step out again and bring out more colorways, more variants to give us some more options, especially to the women out there. However, moving to our last leggings, these are the coated scuba Capri leggings, and these are the LG14. They only come in the black variation and are comprised of 3 different materials, which is 55% polyester, 45% polyurethane, and 5% spandex. And I've got to admit, I love the way these are styled, just with a simple boob tube. Once again, very reminiscent of what Bianca's wearing out there, so I really love this piece. And if I didn't mention, once again, coming in at $40, continuing that legging trend. Next up, a piece which is no longer available online is the LS02 long sleeve, which was a zip up long sleeve and a high neck collar, which I did love. This came in 3 colorways, the black, heather gray, and cream. Though hopefully we do see a return of this piece. I did love it on body. As you can see on the models, I feel like this was a great looking item. And something I can remember about this piece is yes, it did come in at $40. However, we still do have one long sleeve available on the website, and that is the LS04 long sleeve, and is more of a track jacket as it is listed online as a velvet cotton tracksuit jacket. And this one is coming in at 48% viscose, 47% cotton, and 5% spandex. And on body, I'm not too sure if this is almost like a brown colorway or it's just because of the lighting, it might be a black variation. Not too sure off the top of my head, but it does look like it's got a little bit more of a brown tone to it. Next up is the LS14 long sleeve. This came in a cream colorway, and I do believe it was a cotton blend, though I'm not too sure off the top of my head now. It did come in at $40. I do remember that, and it's quite a nice piece with that high neck collar. Though again, unfortunately, it's been taken off the website, so it's no longer available. However, moving into some pants now, we have the PT10 trouser. This is a coated scuba low-rise pant, and I love this on body, honestly. Very simply styled, but executed really well, and I do love that it almost gives off that leather type feel and look. This one comes in at 55% polyester, 45% polyurethane, and 5% spandex. Another piece which is no longer available is the SH03 shorts, which came in this black colorway. I do believe was $20, however, no longer available, so let's move on. However, a pair of shorts which is available is the SH06 shorts, coming in at $20. These are made of 94% cotton and 6% spandex. These are classified as the boy shorts, and man, these are some short shorts. However, super simple and easy piece to wear, and I have no problem with any girls wearing this short. So it's a nice looking piece. However, moving into t-shirts, we have the TS04 t-shirt, which is a baby fitting tee. This one is a cotton spandex baby fitting t-shirt and comes in at 94% cotton and 6% spandex. Super simple, easy piece to wear, and for $20, can't go wrong. However, next up we have the TS06 t-shirt, which is no longer available, and God, I hope they bring this one back because I feel like this was a great fitting t-shirt, almost with a mock neck collar here, very cinched in, another spandex based t-shirt, and I feel like it looked great with these leather pants here on the model. However, another great piece which they've taken off the website, and I don't know why, because I feel like this was a great fitting t-shirt, especially with that high neck collar. I feel like it really fits in with that Yeezy aesthetic, and especially tucked into the pants here. This was such a great piece. I will be keeping my eye out, and hopefully this one does come back. Next up, we have the TT02 tube top, and this one comes in at 83% nylon and 17% spandex. This also has a price of $20, which is quite reasonable, and I feel like it does look great on body. However, yet again, this one originally came in 3 variants, which was the black, gray, and cream, though currently there is only the black variation available online now, which is the same deal with the TT04 tube top. This one again coming in at 83% nylon, 17% spandex at the price point of $20. This one originally did drop in the black, gray, and cream, and currently, once again, only available in black. However, out of all the pieces they could have removed, they could have kept, they kept the underwear, which is coming in at the UW02 underwear. This does come in a 2-pack for the $20 price point, and is comprised of 94% cotton and 6% spandex. However, moving into some of the best pieces that Yeezy Womenswear has to offer, and that is got to be the heels. I think these are absolutely sick, especially for any woman out there trying to get that high fashion Balenciaga look. I feel like these nail it, especially for the low price point of the next three, which is only coming in at $60. Starting us off, we have the HLO1 heel. Now, this one is a completely matted out black colorway. I love the look of this, and I love that pointy heel towards the front there with a bit of an arc at the back. This one is a pointy toe mule coming in with a microfiber footbed. It is coming in with a lightweight construction, of course, with that 100% EVA foam, and it is recommended to take your true to size. Though I also don't ever wear heels, so don't take advice from me. Next up, we have the HLO2, again coming in at $60. This one is a structural open toe wedge and comes in with a rubber grip at the bottom, and again coming in with that lightweight construction of the 100% EVA foam. I just love the look of this, and oddly it really works with this bump, which I feel like would normally throw off the dynamic. However, I think it looks super sick. You also don't have as drastic of a heel here, as it's more of a confined one unison piece. However, I just love the overall look of this one. Super sleek, and I feel like this is going to look great with some baggy pants over it. It's almost like one of the Yeezy EVA foam slides mixed with a heel, and I feel like it just elevates that overall look. And honestly, I love this piece. And I know I say I love these pieces, and obviously I'm not going to be wearing them as a guy, but I feel like they would just look super sick. It almost makes me want a girlfriend just so I could style her in these pieces. However, moving into our next heel, we do have a little bit of a different construction with the HLO3 heel. This one is a translucent pointy toe wedge mule, and this one comes in at 100% TPU, and because of that, you can actually see that it almost has like a translucent look, so you can see through the heel itself, which I think is super elevated, and I love the look of it. And I honestly love how pointy it is with that arch at the back there, all again comprised of that one material, which also covers the heel element as well, keeping it as a uniform piece. Overall, my favorite shape out of all these low heels, and I just think it's super clean, especially again with that translucent material. Another elevated piece, and for $60, an absolute deal. However, moving into my last and one of my favorite pieces on this entire list is the HBO1 high boot heel. This is very reminiscent to a piece which was styled in the Yeezy Gap Balenciaga campaign, which almost was an all leather upper version of this boot. Though I don't ever think that one was actually made, I feel like it was one of my favorite pieces, especially for the Yeezy Gap Balenciaga Womenswear. Though now, of course, you've got it in that affordable price from Yeezy.com at $100, which I think for a high boot, honestly, great deal. And this one is comprised of, again, 100% EVA foam, so it is going to be lightweight and comfortable on your feet. I think one of my favorite elements of this boot is just how open it is, and it doesn't really taper in at all. And I just love that, as I think your pants can just sort of drape into the boot itself, letting the boot speak for itself. And I think it's just such a sick piece, very elevated, very high fashion, very, once again, Balenciaga-esque, and it just does come in that black colorway, and I think it's super clean. And thankfully, some Yeezy fans out there have actually received this boot in, and of course, I feel like there's more male Yeezy fans than there are female, so I really do thank these individuals for trying on the boots and showing us what it's actually like. Super sick piece. And once again, guys, if you enjoyed this video, feel free to drop a like down below. It's the best way of letting me know that you guys are enjoying the content and want to see more from me in the future. With that being said, guys, I hope to see you there. See ya.